What a game. As we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Allie Clifton alongside the Hall of Famer Big Game James Worthy, Mike Bresnahan, Mike Trudell handling the post-game locker room responsibilities. What a game. If you wondered whether or not these guys cared about the standings, the tiebreaker on the line, all you have to do is run it back. Run it back and watch this game, I would really just say from halftime on. But nonetheless, I want to give you this, Big Game. I do want to give you this. The Lakers, coming off a big night where their starters were huge. You look at a night like this. We can fill in the blanks, but you've got a 41-year-old who's not afraid to dive on the floor. Okay, you've got a big who showed up when it mattered most, especially in that extra 5. You've got a former Defensive Player of the Year on both ends of the floor in Marcus Smart, a guy with delusional confidence who was undrafted coming into the NBA, and a guy who's been in the position so many times throughout his career that they call Magic. Luka Magic with a big shot. Lakers come up big, own the tiebreaker.
Allie, the ingredients you just described makes a perfect solution, a perfect cake, and they played absolutely just together. They played together. You could tell that they never gave up. They had the big lead in the third, knowing Denver can come back. Denver's come back from 20-plus points several times. So we knew that was coming, that they were going to make a run. But the way they finished and the way you could see finally, I mean, they've had it, but you can see the confidence that they have in one another. They're connected. Marcus Smart, man, he's a godsend for us. Never seen LeBron dive on the floor like that until Marcus Smart showed up. LeBron, I mean, those were some amazing, impressive plays. He going on the floor. Marcus Smart hitting threes and defending. Ayton defending Jokic. Also forcing them into tough shots. I mean, this team is just coming together at the right time, never giving up. Delusional Reeves, whatever you want to call him. He said he'd done that before in the AAU game. He saw that nobody was on that side, and he hit the rim on that side, and he went and got it and made that play. That's just togetherness. But Marcus Smart, his defense and his big shot making just inspires this club, in my opinion. I mean, and Luka. Let's not forget about Luka.
So much.
Let's not forget about Luka.
A huge little floater on the left side.
Take it over. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, is it worthy of a worthy clap? Is it? Yeah, I thought so.
Man, that all the time. Shoulders hurt sometimes. He rolled it like I used to.
Gotta roll those shoulders.
Give me some snaps.
Worthy snaps and claps. James, I thought you and Allie both nailed it. I mean, there's so many things to point to. And for whatever reason, I'm picturing like a 7-year-old Austin Reeves trying that in like an AAU league and succeeding and saying, at some point, when I'm in my late 20s, I might need to go back to this. And he did, Allie. And I think the brilliance of it is he saw that Denver was kind of overloaded on the right side of the key with potential rebounders. So was he smart enough to make a tick off the left side of the rim?
Yes.
And then float over there?
Golfers have that kind of...
There you go.
They can hit it through trees, they can flop it, they can hit it, bank it off something. That's what he was thinking. He saw it. It was a perfect pass to himself.
Yeah, my mic fell, James. I guess I'm too excited, too.
You're good. Well, while you fix that, we will head back downtown, Crypto.com Arena. I've been told Austin Reeves is standing by with Mike Trudell.
Nice.
All right, Austin, we're going to get to Luka's game winner in a second, but the missed free throw, we were just talking the other day about your hand-eye coordination. I assume that you're great at darts and ping pong and pool and all those things. Did you employ that to get the free throw miss directly to yourself?
Yeah, ask Luke. He's never beat me in any of those. So, you know, like I just said, I made a bad play. Jokic made a good play, got the strip on me when we were down 2. Luckily, Gordon missed a free throw, and it gave us an opportunity. But, yeah, it's just, try to move on to the next play and make a play.
I know you live for just trying to win the game and trying to do things for your teammates, so that must have felt good. Not that you needed to atone, but to be able to put yourself in the line like that and get it done.
Yeah, I mean, we're bought into one thing, and that's winning. And I think that showed tonight. Second half wasn't great. I thought we were good basically the whole first half, besides a little bit at the end of the second quarter. But, even when they made the run, we didn't waver, we didn't fold. We kept fighting. Marcus made a big play, got the steal and the layup, but we just kept, Bron is 40,000 years old, diving on the floor for a loose ball. It just shows what this team is about.
Yeah, and Ayton coming into the overtime, and you had to make sure Luka wasn't going to throw something at you. I saw that. This will be the last one, though. The final play, right? Jokic ties it up. You have about 15 seconds left. What was the look, and how did Luka manage to get into that spot and hit it?
I mean, he just does what he's done his whole career. He's a professional bucket getter, and he put that on display. They sent a double at him basically all night. I don't know what he ended up with, but happy to have him on our team. In those big moments, as everybody knows, he's going to make a big shot. So tip your cap to a guy like that. I'll give him credit tonight, but tonight only.
I appreciate it, man.
Sometimes it's tough to tip your cap, but indeed, as Austin just mentioned, you got to do it to Luka Doncic. Obviously, we've been talking all game long. This was a big one when it comes to the Western Conference standings because it meant the eventual tiebreaker between LA and Denver. The season series is now over. LA wins it 2-1. They are now in that 3 spot, a half a game up of the Houston Rockets. We'll get into later, obviously, seeing the Rockets 2 times, Monday and Wednesday, coming up in Houston this week. But I think we got to go back and look at just how this game came to fruition. We talked a little bit about it, Austin Reeves and those free throws. Big game. We were in here. They were talking about on the broadcast as well. Does he make the front end? Does he miss the second one? We were wondering what he would do. Obviously, you had Aaron Gordon, you had Nikola Jokic. You didn't think he'd possibly have an opportunity to get a rebound over them if he misses it. And then here comes the delusional, confident human being. By the way, he said it, not us.
Yeah, that's his quote. But, yeah, I mean, look, what he's looking at right now is Ayton and Jokic. The Denver Nugget overloaded on the other side. So that was a perfect hit of the rim. It was a sharp dart, like he's throwing darts. And he knew it would come left if he hit it on the left side of the green, most likely. And it was played perfectly. I mean, Jokic couldn't be occupied over there because he was boxing out Ayton. So, yeah, I think in a situation like that, I can't think who that was for Denver on the other side.
Spencer Jones.
No way he could have got to him that quickly the way he shot that ball at the rim and kicked off. It was just a perfect scenario.
Yeah, then Luka winning it with a very similar shot, not off the rim, but just on that left side, a little floater there. That's an 8-footer with 1.9 seconds left in regulation. Yeah. I never thought I'd say this, but Austin Reeves, geometry whiz. I mean, he's just playing some angles right there. And right after this, we're going to take a look at Luka's shot. Again, not off the crazy bounce. He had to beat 2 defenders. He's a little bit farther out, but still, James.
You don't let him out of a double team. If you're going to double, there's no way that he goes the opposite way when there's the double coming from the top side. That was a huge mistake to let him spin out of it to his favorite shot, which is a step back. Create the space, and that's what they're going to see on the local news tonight.
I mean,
you step it back and you can't get to Luka, lights out with 0.5 left on the clock.
And the Lakers have been doing this all year. Not this crazy, not this intense, not this late in the season. Like, it's a team that's right next to them in the standings. We've been talking about how good they are in the clutch. And they win probably 80% of the time in the last 5 minutes when the game is close, James. And today is just the latest example of a team. I don't want to say they're a team of destiny. It's too soon. We still have 4 weeks left in the regular season. But that's a magical night. And that's not a word I love to use. I feel like it is overused probably, but what an incredible end to that game. Starting in the regulation with the recovery off the missed free throw. And by the way, we're talking about a guy, Austin Reeves, is wide open on that left side after he perfectly timed that shot and that rebound. Nobody really near him. He's done that little floater from the left side from 8 feet out numerous times. And Allie, James talked about briefly, DeAndre Ayton in that overtime. He scored on a little shot in the paint. He was
the only one to score until Marcus Smart hit that 3-ball.
Right. And then he had a little hook shot. Ayton did. And he played defense not once but twice really well against Jokic. So he's kind of pushing him away from the basket, just making it difficult for the Joker. Not a lot of people do that, but he did it twice in the paint in that OT. Huge 5 minutes for DeAndre Ayton as well.
I'll continue to hang on what Robert Horry said last week here, just talking about underestimating the feeling of momentum. And when you think about where the Lakers are right now here down the stretch, JJ mentioned it in the pregame how critical this stretch is upcoming, even on top of a pivotal game today. They've now won 5 in a row. They've won 8 of their last 9. You're going out on the road for a 6-game road trip that is not easy. What can moments, what can games, energy like this at this point of the season, big game, do for you?
It can give you confidence that stays. You know, during the season, they've had nice runs, then it goes away. They play some ugly basketball. Come back a couple games, then it goes away for a little while. This type of momentum, 8 out of 9, beating a good team at home like Denver, New York, Minnesota, it stays around. And at this time of the season, I know they can't afford to lose this consistency and this momentum. They've always been a good defensive team down the clutch moments. They have to keep that going. I thought the first half of this game is what they need to, copy and try to have that available for the rest of the season. It was a good first half. You're going to be tested. They were by a championship quality team who had gotten all their players back healthy. Murray, unfortunately, they didn't have the game, which is credit to our defense.
It's bad.
Credit to Marcus Smart and our guards for putting that type of pressure on him. But I think this is staying power when you look at the games that they've won and how they've been able to win and how players are starting to emerge. We're healthy for a change. We got everybody back. Easier for the coach to have his rotations. I like where we are right now.
Absolutely huge week. We've been talking about it for a while. You beat the Knicks, hold them under 100. You force Minnesota really out of their offense, too. And then you do what you did tonight against Denver. And Murray, I don't think I've ever seen him so ineffective. 1 for 14, fouled out. I mean, it's like, whoa, what happened out there to a guy who really is having a career year? And he's been the guy who Jokic missed quite a bit of time. He was out for almost a month. It was Jamal Murray who was keeping the Nuggets afloat. Aaron Gordon missed a month at the start of the season. It was Jamal Murray keeping them where they were in the standings. Now, Lakers are a game and a half ahead of Denver, James. 17 games left to play, and they have the tiebreaker. Yeah. So they're really 2.5 games ahead of Denver if you think about adding in the tiebreaker. Just a huge night all around for the LA Lakers. Just
a very off night for Jamal Murray. We had talked about that's another big reason why you needed to get this one done, because when you hold Jamal to just 1 of 14 shooting from the field, 1 of 7 for 5 points, he fouls out. You need to take care of business.
Who started on him?
Marcus Smart.
There you go.
There you go.
With that said, the Lakers are 17-20 versus teams above 500. 3 of those 17 wins have come in this last week. Time to hear from Coach JJ Redick, brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
Hey, JJ, we were joking around in the locker room after last game with Austin about how, like, his hand-eye, and he's probably great at darts and ping pong and just anything like that. Is there something to like being able to catch a free throw miss like that? And also, was that like a play where you cleared the side and Ayton kind of got behind Jokic? Can you just walk
Yeah, I mean, these guys are going to give me a lot of crap. So we set it up for him to miss, and when I had kind of relayed instructions, it was to miss to the right side because that was the single side at the time, and it ended up being the left side was the single side, so they all gave me crap in the locker room. But AR made the right play. He missed it to the single side, and you know, it's a hell of a basketball play, and certainly he's got good touch. He's got good touch. I'll say that. He's a good bowler. He's apparently good in ping pong, although he hasn't played me yet. Pickleball, tennis, golf, all those things. But it was a great basketball game. Felt like we had a couple opportunities earlier in the second half to get up 16-18 and had some missed opportunities. The turnovers really hurt us in the second half. High pressure games, sometimes you make, bad decisions. And I thought some of our turnovers were like unforced, just poor passing. And then we got cold from 3. They got hot from 3. We still, we won expected score, by 2 points. Like it was just a great basketball game. And you can probably make a not that it was perfect for us or perfect for them, but a sort of a teach tape down the stretch of all the things that happened both in regulation and there in overtime.
You've used various different groups to close. What was the call to kind of go back to DeAndre for overtime, and how did you see that play out?
Yeah, I mean, there was a discussion around it, with the cross-matching and really wanting Smart on the floor. And Smart obviously made shots tonight. Felt like DA could guard Jokic, which, he did a nice job there in the overtime. Felt like he could get on the offensive glass, which he did, and then he also made a little touch shot off the pass. So he was great in overtime. The end of game play, Luka just makes a great read on it. We had ran that play in Phoenix in a close game on a need to, and we didn't run it correctly. And so when he rejected it, he dribbled into somebody, but it ended up working out. LeBron, got fouled by Devin Booker at the top of the key, but he just made a great basketball play, got to a spot and hit a tough shot, and that was a great moment for him. I'm happy for him.
You spoke to us after the Chicago game that with LeBron coming back from his injuries, while you guys had this momentum going, the only thing that matters to him is winning, making winning plays. How did he exemplify that with the play where he dove on the
I told him after the game, I said, in 23 years of watching you play in the NBA and the 3 years I watched you play in high school, I never saw you make a full-out extension dive like that. And he said, you're right, I've never done that. It's awesome. I know he'll feel that tomorrow. But that's a winning play, and the charges, the loose balls. I thought we challenged Austin prior to the game. Didn't think he gave the requisite physicality when we lost there in Denver at times defensively. I thought down the stretch of regulation and in overtime, he was phenomenal defensively. And he got 50-50 balls. He got deflections. He got steals. He made every catch tough on Jokic. So he that's another guy. I mean, that's what I said to the team. There were two things that stood out. So many guys made winning plays, and we went into this game saying that we're going to treat this like a playoff game. This is, this time of year with the standings the way they are, a chance to get the tiebreaker over Denver. We treat this like a playoff game. Our guys approached it like a playoff game. They played it like a playoff game. It wasn't perfect, but they stuck with it. So the winning plays really stood out. And then just their ability in high pressure situations to execute multiple end of game situations was really high level.
Come off right in front of the rim where Jokic or one of the Denver Nuggets could have retrieved it, but he...
Like, Austin, it's not fair. You can't be good at everything, even missing.
He's
Like what?
Yeah, that's
It's not
unbelievable.
fair. Let's head back downtown. Luka Doncic is speaking with Mike Trudell in the media.
Luka, I'm sure we'll get to your game-winning shot, but can you kind of take us through your perspective on Austin, the free throw miss to himself, and kind of that play and what you saw?
It was kind of amazing. Actually, JJ told me to tell AR to miss right, so he missed left. So it was a good play. No, but actually, that's very hard to do. And, just for him to tie the game, that gave us a win, basically.
I know you like challenges, and sometimes you test yourself on the court like that, but it is just seeing the way that he did it and kind of the execution of it is about as perfect as you can get.
Which way?
Sorry, Austin, again, just with the free throws. How difficult is that?
Yeah, it's the perfect way, You miss on the side of one, get your own rebound, and that execution was perfection.
You guys had a double-digit lead. They come back to tie, head into the fourth. You're down 6. You get a 3 to go. You get free throws to go. What was it like, not only making plays yourself, but feeling like every guy on the court was making plays for 10 straight minutes for you guys?
It wasn't only a feeling. Actually, every guy that was on the floor did something, and did something to get us that win. Those wins, when you have big lead, then you get down, it's easy to not quit, but just relax a little bit. And just came back, the crowd. We got the crowd into it, and that helped us a lot.
Hey, Luka. JJ has talked about how LeBron cares about winning above all else, and LeBron has talked about sacrificing as of late. When you saw him dive on the ground, a minute left in regulation, does that exemplify that more than anything?
I mean, yeah, that was a huge play for us. Obviously, we didn't get the jump ball, but just him doing it, carrying for winning was unbelievable and just amazing to see.
Luka, take us through that game-winning shot. I mean, you got 2 guys on you. It was a difficult game, squandered this 17-point lead you guys had. Can you kind of take us through those final moments there?
Oh, like I said after the game, I saw the double coming, so I went reject, to my left hand, to my left step back. I did a couple times throughout my career, so just trust the shot.
Hey, Luka. Do you think there was anything different about the energy in the arena tonight? Can you talk about the fans, the atmosphere? What was that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was the best atmosphere since I'm the Laker. The whole crowd was in. It was real special to witness that, and hopefully it's more times. But I had, goosebumps a little bit. It was amazing to see and to live that moment.
Luka, after the trade, one of the things some people told me about you was that you love this stage, and obviously playing for the Lakers, kind of along Taylor's question. I mean, this is a big stage. Was this what you envisioned in some ways when you thought about the opportunity to play here?
I mean, for sure, yeah. A lot of legends play here. They leave a lot behind with the Lakers. So obviously I did. Obviously it was still in the regular season, but that was a little bit of that feeling that today for sure.
Luka, you mentioned that late jump ball that you guys didn't get, but you did end up, or Marcus got that strip. Just how big was his impact coming back after not having him last game?
I mean, it's very big. I feel like every game, he does something different to help us win. They had 5 steals, and just playing with him, not just me, but I think the whole team feels like it's easier to play with him. So whatever he does, and then on offense he hit the AR was the biggest shot, but then he hit in overtime, the 3 to get us up 2. That was a huge.
All right, LeBron, JJ said he hadn't seen you do the full-on dive before. Was there maybe a high school football moment in Ohio or middle school where that you took that from?
No, just living in the moment, understanding the impact of the game, the implications of the game and our opponent, and what we're trying to build. So, every possession matters.
You've seen pretty much everything you could see, and not too many times you get that kind of free throw miss execution. Can you kind of take me through that and what you saw, Austin's ability to actually get it done?
Yeah, it's the perfect miss. You got to have a perfect miss at that time, and great time, and he was able to hit it off that left side of the rim, recover it, and then still make a tough floater. So perfect execution on his part.
Been in so many of these tough games down the stretch with Denver. They've come out on top more times than not of late. How important for you guys to find a way to get a win here as you move forward, getting closer to the playoffs?
Well, we just want to continue to keep building good habits, continue playing the game the right way. And Denver's a championship, ball club. They core with AG and Jamal and Yoke. They've won a championship. Christian Braun, they won a championship. So they have that championship DNA. So, that's what we're striving for.
You've been playing on teams for decades, so you know what a good win can do for a group. Like when everyone looks around the locker room, looks at each other in the eye, and know that everyone was on the court, made plays to help win the game. What's the feeling like for that group, and how can it help us moving forward?
Well, I mean, today we wanted to play our game, but I felt like we executed, the closest to 53 minutes as we wanted to, and it's a good win for us, obviously. But we after tonight, we head for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game roadie, and we got to be prepared for that. And that's starting Houston, so this league is great to enjoy the moment, but then you got to move on once that other moment comes. So we got to be ready.
That missed free throw, not put back by Austin. For those who don't know, how difficult is that to execute that perfectly?
It doesn't happen much. I mean, we haven't seen it much, so it's a very difficult thing because none of us practice to miss free throws. You just no matter what your percentage is, you just don't practice missing free throws. So, it was a great miss, and obviously he was able to recover it and put it home.
What do you think of the atmosphere?
Their 6-game road trip kicks off with a mini-series in Houston Monday and Wednesday. Then off to Florida Thursday for a matchup with Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic on Saturday. Monday, the Lakers in Detroit to face the East leading Pistons. All games right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Let's head back downtown. Marcus Smart speaking with the media.
So Austin didn't tell us, but would you like to share with us what you told him about his free throw?
For sure. I told him to miss it. I said, listen, don't go up there, don't do your routine. As soon as you get the ball, you know, one dribble if anything, but shoot it quick. Nobody's expecting it. They won't have time to time it up and just make a read. And he made the good read to the single side.
Marcus, DeAndre had the block against Jokic in overtime. Of course, Jokic ended up making the shot, but can you, he had 4 points in overtime. How did he impact the game tonight, especially in those crunch time moments?
He was huge. I mean, I think he had, 9 rebounds total, 4 offensive, 5 defensive, and then the late block and just his energy. And especially because, he was in and out. And, at the time like that as a player, no matter who he is, who you are, when you're coming in and like that, it's hard to get a rhythm. And, it can get frustrating, but he stayed with it and he controlled his pain on both ends tonight. So we're very proud of him.
Marcus, we keep talking about it being a make-and-miss league, the big three you hit, the confidence the guys are showing in you. What was that shot like for you?
Felt good, man. Felt good for my teammates to believe in me, especially after playing this team a couple weeks ago and, having some looks to put us up or tie the game, and they not falling. And, it could have easily fell into that trap where, we're like, not again. And I wouldn't have blamed Luka or, those guys for not trusting me. But I think, it speaks to our team, it speaks to me, it speaks to those guys and how willing they are to trust each other and trust us. And they do so many things for us. So we got to do our job, and, that's to make shots. And we try our best every night. Sometimes they fall, sometimes they don't. But to have that trust from your teammates, to have another chance to redeem yourself, and to say, felt good.